Welcome back to watching and reacting to Epic. I'm so excited. This is day 2 for me. I immediately came back to this because holy cow, I loved that first saga. Do I call it sagas or arcs or I don't know. I'll learn this stuff as I go because I've already found the Epic fan base is not afraid to tell you. You all are so passionate. This is so cool. Okay, I love everything about this so far. My name is Jacob Penrod. I'm a fantasy author. I have 7 books under my belt, and my debut novel is coming in a couple of months. It's a fantasy revenge story. If you're into that, then follow along so you can learn more. Credit for this whole idea, fantasy author reacting to Epic, goes out to the YouTuber Beck Leavesley. I am doing my own spin on that, and I'm going to be approaching this from a storytelling perspective. Last we left off, we had these Lotus Eaters telling Polites and Odysseus that there's food in this cave, the scary cave, as they said, which should have been an indicator. I feel like I kind of glossed over that last time. I would have latched out to that maybe a little bit more if I were them. We will see. Going off the thumbnail for this video, I get the sense that it is a scary cave. So we will find out. But yeah, I don't want to put it off anymore. Let's just get into it. We're going to start with Polyphemus, going into this from a storytelling and character perspective. Yeah, let's just get into it. I'm so excited. Okay. This is by Zemena Notzel. Ooh. Solid hit.
Look at all this food.
Oh. Okay, hold up, Polites. That's like prepared food. This is somebody's food.
I can't believe this cave has all this for us to keep.
So I'll let them finish.
This is quite the treat. There are enough sheep here to feed the entire fleet.
Okay. It's too easy. Like, they can't just go in there and everything's laid out. They called it a scary cave. But we're apart from how I'm feeling, where I'm very on edge. I feel like Polites, his character is really coming through still, being kind of optimistic to the point of naivety. And it's interesting characterization because it's so easy to they call it flanderizing off of a character in The Simpsons, where you take a character's one core trait and condense that down to being all that they have, going for them as a character. It would have been easy to do that for Eurylochus, or Eurylochus, I don't remember how you say it, I'll find out soon. It would have been easy to do it for Eurylochus, but he's willing to be humble and be like, look, I mean, I gotta hand it to you, you found this totally safe, innocent, not scary cave. Oh, I don't trust this. I don't trust this for a second. And Odysseus is going to pick up on it, I guarantee.
This is quite the treat. There are enough sheep here to feed the entire fleet.
It's almost too perfect.
Yeah, almost too
Too
perfect.
good to be true. Why would the Lotus Eaters pass up on all this food?
Because I don't... Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay, no. I can't go too far. I can't go too far. I'm getting pulled in. I am pulling myself back out so I can comment on the writing. Dang it. So this is a tell of good writing that I knew what Odysseus' reaction was going to be before he even did it. He's been characterized so consistently throughout as seeing the analytical angle in every single perspective or every single situation. No matter what it is, he's coming into it with a strategic mind. And so even if I hadn't heard the song already, if you told me the situation where we're going to have Polites, Eurylochus, and Odysseus all together in a cave with food, I think I would have been able to tell you pretty precisely the exact reactions that they'd be having and recreate this dynamic, not because of anything I'd be doing as a writer or an author, but because of what Jorge's done as a writer, making them so clearly and consistently characterized. Just really, really solid work. Now that I have sufficiently stalled, let's get to the scary cave, which is just such a cool transition, that eye-opening.
Pass up on all this food.
Ah, that's so cool. And my guess is Odysseus is immediately thinking of a strategy. I think he's just going to take it in stride.
Hey there. We're just travelers. We come in peace.
Okay. I do think he comes in peace in the sense that he doesn't want to kill people. But I think this is performative. I don't think that Odysseus is being genuinely like open arms. Hey, look at us. We're just lowly travelers looking for a bite. No, I think that this is very calculated. What he's doing right here, right now, and I think the animator's capturing that well in his body language. He's nervous, but this is strategy. I don't buy that this is sincerity.
You killed my sheep.
Yeah, yeah, you did. he steps away in the background. Oh, that's so funny. Or he's covering it.
My favorite sheep. What gives you the right to deal the pain so deep?
Yeah, and there's that calculating side.
Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap? Time to drink your blood over where you stand. Your life now is in my hand. Before I'm done, you will learn that it's not so fun to.
Okay, I'm getting pulled in. I'm getting pulled in too much. Dang it. Okay, I need to comment on this because I have so many thoughts. Okay. So, this is really interesting. We have a Cyclops who, from my general knowledge, is thought of as relatively monstrous and not like a super compelling character archetype when people make Cyclops. Cyclopses? I don't know what the plural is. Or when I say compelling, I mean like super deep or personal. And you get the sense of this power of the Cyclops from how they did the voice and the kinds of things that it's saying. But if you listen to what he's saying, despite being a Cyclops, he's expressing very human sentiments. Yeah, you killed my sheep, my favorite sheep. People can relate. Like, I mean, there's a whole John Wick movie about what happens when you take someone's pet. And it's also clarifying that he is like, he has hurt the Cyclops emotionally. This isn't just about food. This is he's actively emotionally wounding him and affecting him. So he's taken this monstrous creature and grounded him in humanity, much in the same way that he's taken Odysseus's actions in the first saga that were like objectively monstrous, what he did with that baby, and grounded it in humanity. I think there's a really interesting parallel here. Okay, we're gonna see how long I can go. I have so much to say, but I'm so interested.
Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap? Time to drink your blood over where you stand. Your life now is in my hand. Before I'm done,
Okay, so
learn that it's not so fun to take. You came to my.
okay, so he's making threats, but he's already grounded us in the humanity of the Cyclops before he makes those threats. We get why he's saying it. He's not coming out swinging, which is interesting because Eurylochus would have come out swinging. And I think Odysseus might have. I think it could have gone either way. Polites would have just been like, hey, buddy, you want to share my sheep? I liked that one, but that's okay. All right. I love Polites.
That it's not so fun to take. You came to my home to steal, but now you become my
I mean,
meal. A trade you see, take from you like you took from me.
okay. That's fair. That is fair. They did, like, objectively, they did come to his house to steal. And, like, it's a misunderstanding, but it's Like, that is what they were doing. It's the freaking Lotus Eater's fault. Maybe lead with there's a Cyclops in there who seems like a nice guy. Like, he'll eat you if you kill his favorite pet, but all things considered, he seems like a decent guy. Just wants to live his life in his cave with his pet sheep and his apples and crates. Like, I'm not saying I'm on his side, but I'm not on his side here. Anyway, that's that. My voice keeps cracking. That's really telling. That I'm really seeing where the Cyclops is coming from, despite him clearly being the antagonist with everything about how he's framed.
You came to my home to steal, but now you become my meal. A trade you see, take from you like you took from me.
There's been a misunderstanding. We never came here to steal. But now that I see we've done some damage, maybe you and I can make a deal.
No, he's mixing genuine, like, his genuine self. He's mixing it with tactics. Whatever this deal is, there's no way it's an even trade, and there's no way it's actually about restitution. He's trying to... Everything Odysseus does is posturing. Whether or not he knows it as a character, I think. Just from what I've seen of him, everything has been calculated. And so I think from the instant he saw that Cyclops, he's thinking, how can I not only get everyone out of here, but I also still want this food, because, I mean, we need it. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
Give you our finest treasure, so long as we live alive. You can keep the world's best tasting wine.
Wine?
Have a drink.
Poisoned.
One sip and you'll understand.
When would they have poisoned it, though? When would they carry around wine that's poisoned? Like, why would they have... Okay, maybe it's not poisoned. But there's no way that little bit of wine is affecting that big of a Cyclops. You got to think of the body weight ratios. No, it's poison. It's got to be. But this is how I know he's full of BS. Is he's talking about wine tasting good. No, wine tastes like garbage dumpster juice. Oh my gosh. That's neither here nor there. The lotus fruit. I don't know if that works on Cyclopses, though. Anyway.
The power that's in your hands. A wine so fresh, you'd never want to eat.
Yeah, he's calculated.
Again, then we shall be on our way. No bloodshed in here today. A trade you see, gift from you and a gift from me.
So there's this parallel of I'm doing to you what you're doing to me, and then the Cyclops reflects it back, and then Odysseus reflects it back again. It's so interesting how narratively they're paralleled with being humanized monsters in some ways, as well as nope, forgot where that train of thought was going. That is what ADHD looks like. But it's so interesting. He's been calculated this entire time. I don't buy a minute of genuineness unless that authenticity was there for a purpose. Everything is about getting his men out, and I think still getting this food. Don't just drink it, my guy. Why am I rooting for the Cyclops?
Stranger, what's your name?
No way he gives it.
It's nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody.
So the Cyclops bullies. Okay, never mind. I'm not on the Cyclops. I'm not on his side anymore. That's just an obvious lie. Okay. He does not give his name. And I don't know why that is, because I would think, based off of his self-aggrandizing actions at times, that he wants people to know who he is. So there's this, like, a very strategic purpose for the character holding it back that I don't know what it is, but also there's a strategic purpose from Jorge holding it back, where he's given so much impact and weight to Odysseus' name, that it's created like a legendary status around his name just in the lack of its use. That's really interesting. Yeah, and prediction, I don't think that this is the Cyclops thanking him.
For your gift, I've won to be blind.
I'm so glad we see eye to eye.
Yes, you shall.
Kill him. No, okay, actually, Jorge does not write throwaway lines. That's a pun, and it's funny, but it's done for a purpose. I guarantee this musical is too tightly written to have something that's just a throwaway pun. And what I think it is by giving us these temporary glimpses into like dad jokes coming from Odysseus, we get to humanize him even more, to the point that it's not that we forgive the awful things that he has done and undoubtedly is going to do, but it helps contextualize them, and it paints him as a full person, and he's not just a man, and he's not just a monster. Like, he's somewhere in between. And I think that's really interesting. What seems like a throwaway joke, I think actually serves a really important, like, craft purpose. Also, that's like, I mean, that's pretty bad, buddy. You're joking about his eye right now. Come on. Actually, no, that's another thing, is it's kind of, not self-aggrandizing, but overly confident again, which we've seen from Odysseus before.
Nobody.
Nobody for your gift I've won to reply.
I'm so glad we see eye to eye.
Yes, you shall be the final man to die.
What? Watch out!
Yep. Yeah. What did you expect, buddy? Come on. This next one is by Merxy, and I just want to get right into it. Polyphemus, my takeaway is Jorge did an incredible job characterizing that Cyclops so quickly. Just like he's done with every character so far, he knows who he wants them to be, and he knows how to get them there by using lines that do multiple things at the same time. And it's just so good. Okay. Oh, he's transformed. Oh, because it's a different animator.
My brothers, the rest of our fleet, they wait at the beach. And
Did I see a Lotus Eater? Hold up. Are those little rats here? Yeah, he's on his shoulder. He's like, hey, sorry, buddy. Wonder how you got in this wacky situation. Tell him about the Cyclops next time. The Lotus Eaters just wanted the food, but they needed the Cyclops out of the way. So like, we'll send these army guys over there. Okay. I got distracted. What was I thinking? Oh, he calls them my brothers again, which he's done repeatedly. And it's interesting because it grounds us in his attachment to his men. But I also wonder how much of him referring to them as his brothers is authentic, genuine connection, and how much of it is him being strategic again and saying things that are going to endear them and build their bond so that he can be a more effective commander. And I suspect that it's a mix of both. I think he genuinely loves and cares about his men. But I also think that if you look at when he refers to them as his brothers, I think he's done it twice, so maybe it's not enough to say. I suspect that it's more strategic than even he realizes.
my brothers, the rest of our fleet, they wait at the beach. And if we're
Okay.
defeated, their good is dead. Straight ahead, that is who we're fighting. No backup,
Oh, that was cool.
no chance for support. So draw out your sword. Our foe must be thwarted right here and now. Show me how great is your will to survive.
Okay, I was just taking that in. I don't know that I have much to say about the writing, which makes me think that I missed something, because every line has done something so far. I'm going back. Hope you don't mind. I'm so pulled in right now. So my brothers, they wait at the beach, and if we're defeated, or the rest of our feet, blah, 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 blah. If we're defeated, they're as good as dead.
Dead. Straight ahead, that is who we're fighting.
Okay, the thing is, like, he is worried about his men, and I keep coming back to this. He's selfish in the sense that he does things that serve himself, but he's not selfish in the sense that, like, I really do think that he cares about them. This is just the coolest freaking shot I've ever seen in my whole dang life, Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I don't know how I missed that. And that dang lotus eater is still on his back. I don't trust that little rat for a second. Get him out of here. Feed him to the Cyclops. He's so cute, and I love him, but I don't trust him. This is his fault. He's so good at rallying. Okay, so he's still seeing him as a life, which is interesting because even when he killed the baby, he was thinking about him as like, this is like my son. And now that he's taking the life of even a monster, he's still not devaluing it as being a life. Like there's inherent humanity in how he's seeing him, which is interesting because he's talking about killing him. And once again, this is just a good reminder of the stakes, not just the 600 lives, but their journey being over, which is all of their driving motivations, from what I've gathered. That's such a cool design. What am I looking at? Okay. Yeah, and he's coming up with strategy on the fly. Yeah, here we go. And again, we see the men's trust in him with how they repeat what he says. Jorge's using that to not only sound awesome and create like this wartime feel, but narratively, this is showing that they're taking Odysseus's word as law, essentially. Which makes me think, with how early we are in the story, because I think there's 9 sagas, that it is not going to stay like that. We'll see, though.
Surround him. Attack from behind. Keep distance in mind. And stay in his blind spot and strike his heels. Strike the heels. Show him that we're deadly.
Okay. So this is a really good look at how Odysseus thinks. It almost reminds me of the scene in Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr., the discombobulate fight scene, where he thinks through all the different things that he's doing. And while we do have a fight scene, while it's really interesting, we're also using it as a deep look into the character's mind and how they think and how they view things. So this is a really cool and intense fight song, but it's also really deep characterization. And we see the value and competency that Odysseus provides to the team.
He's strong, but he's slow. He can't land a blow if we're out of reach. Find a breach. Stand up and fight for your lives.
Yeah, little bastard, get out of here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's even cooler. Oh, that's Attack on Titan. Oh, that's literally Attack on Titan. Ah! Okay, I'll come back, I'll rewind, I promise. Okay. Nice. I like that they made time for the high five. Let's say, are you ready for some pancakes? Ah! Okay. Ah! Yeah, that's how I feel, buddy. Did that say, are you ready for some pancakes? Because that's cruel. Are you... Ah! No, I don't want to laugh at this. Oh. Okay. Okay. I should not feel so attached to Polites. We've had 1 song, 2 songs with him. Not very much time with this character. But they've done such an incredible job not only characterizing him, but showing him as pure that you feel it. And I get the sense that if he's dead, it's not the end of him. Like, his philosophy is going to still have affected Odysseus in some capacity. But I don't think it's going to be straightforward. I think he's going to have to, like, war with it. But Oh, Polities is what was anchoring him. Without Polities, he was, had Polities been there earlier, maybe he would have been like, hey man, maybe don't throw the baby off the roof. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. I just got pulled into it and then distracted by Attack on Titan. I'm going back. I want to see that shot again. Oh, little rat. Okay. Okay. We see the men's faith in him. We see their strategy. We see they are deadly. We see them working as a well-oiled machine. Let's just go through this again. Oh my gosh.
Show him that we're deadly. Exhaust him. Don't let him get close. He's strong but he's slow. He can't land a blow if we're out of reach. Find a breach. Stand up and fight for your lives.
Yeah, they're all contextualizing it as one life. And cementing that theme, what they all need. Captain Levi vibes. So narratively, this is doing something where, if you look at the shape of what's happened so far, we started kind of slow with them entering this cave, not knowing what's happening, and then there's like a little pinch point where the Cyclops is like, hey, that was my pet, you're gonna die now, and then they seem overwhelmed, but then they bring it back, so it has like this dip in morale, and then it builds back up to a climax where it seems like they're winning, and then we get kind of this all is lost point where, if this is going off of like a film or a novel structure, this means we're probably about 75% of the way through whatever's happening with the Cyclops. So even though there's 4 songs left, I would guess, if this is structured well, and I suspect that it is, that the Cyclops doesn't have too much longer left in him. We'll see though. Oh my gosh, ready for some pancakes. I can't believe it. That's like, I feel it, but I also feel it for Odysseus, both as a character, but also his morality.
He's got a club.
Ooh.
What are our orders? Captain.
They're all turning to him. Ah, and he's freezing. That's interesting. He's freezing because it was Polites. Had it just been another one of his men, I think he would have been bothered, but I don't think he would have frozen like this. Okay. Oh my gosh.
You've heard me now.
Yeah, and look at that. Okay, so after all of this, after taking Polites, who is like the angel of the story, Jorge doesn't lean into the monstrous side of the Cyclops. He leans into his humanity. You've hurt me. I'm doing this to protect myself.
600 lives I'll take. 600 lives I'll break. And when I kill you, then
Yeah, then my pain is over. He's so rooted in humanity, despite being a monster, that we understand where he's coming from, even if we want our protagonist to succeed. And I want him to succeed and turn him into a pancake. But I also don't, because I understand where he's coming from. Okay. Eee! Okay. All right. Even talking about the similarities between the Cyclops and Odysseus, they're both overconfident. I mean, he's strong, but the Cyclops saying, I'm going to go take on 600 men, has the same energy of a guy being like, I could probably beat a bear in a fight. Okay, and yeah, he passed out. It was poisoned wine. And now, kill him. This is by Wolfie the Witch. Remember them. Oh, I like this more youthful look to Odysseus.
Captain. must move quickly. We don't have much time.
What did you do?
You didn't notice I'm exploding.
Ah!
Mark my words now.
Okay.
This is not the end.
But Captain,
Oh, and you can hear the off and away we go in the background while he's doing this. That's cool. That is so cool.
Mark my words now. This is not the end.
Why is it not the end? Get out of there.
but Captain, what do we do with our fallen friends?
Not much,
Remember
buddy.
them when the fire begins to fade. For the fallen and afraid, we are not to let them die in vain. Remember them.
He's using his grief as an instrument, as a rallying cry. He's not just feeling it, but he's using it as a tool to build morale back up and try to encourage his men. Everything this character does is strategic. I wonder, like, there's this quote from Death Note where he's like, have you ever once in your life been authentic, or have you ever once in your life told the truth? And I don't think he's to that level. But everything has multiple purposes. Like, his backup plans have backup plans.
The ones who carry on, the flames of those who've gone.
Yeah, he's giving them new purpose.
Die in vain. I need all our hands on this club. This is how we're getting out of here.
Just stab
Use
him.
your swords to sharpen
Oh.
the stub and turn it to a giant spear.
All right, I don't know if that's more effective than everyone just stabbing him repeatedly, but it's cooler. It's so much cooler.
His body is blocking the path.
Oh, so they can't just run.
Inside.
Captain, where do we attack him?
We gotta stab him in the eye.
Yes, sir. Remember
That's kind of cruel, but I get it.
begins to fade for the fallen and the
Ah, and we see how Odysseus's words have immediately resonated and taken root in them. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool, and they sharpened that so quickly.
not to let them die in vain. Remember them, we're the ones who carry on the flames of the
Oh,
and our comrades will not die in vain.
No!
it's interesting. Ah! Oh, I think I screamed with the Cyclops.
Flames of the gone, and our comrades will not die in vain.
No!
I did scream with him. Okay, here's the thing. That did not kill him. I view that as a little bit of a downside to your plan. But he knew that. He knew that. He knew he was just maiming him. He had to have. I feel like I had one more thought. Oh yeah, just I feel like we are seeing his genuine grief, but I don't know. Do you agree? Like, something about it feels calculated to me, like he's weaponizing his feelings.
Scatter!
The old Zelda boss strategy. Okay, get out of there.
There are more of them?
Run.
Hide.
Hiding is second best, I guess.
Captain, we should run.
Yes!
Captain, please.
Wait.
This stupid Cyclops had it coming. It's like, he might as well have said his name was Joe Mama, and the Cyclops would be like, it was Joe. Okay, this is, I mean, that's funny. Nobody hurt me, and they're like, what, you did it to yourself? This poor Cyclops. What an idiot.
And away we go.
Oh, I love this. Okay, yeah, he is getting the sheep.
Forgotten the lessons I taught you.
She's pissed. She wants him to kill him.
He's still a threat until he's dead. Finish it.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
No? What good would killing do?
You killed a baby! That's what good killing would do.
When mercy
I mean, it's gonna come back to bite you in the butt.
the skill this world could learn to use.
No,
My
no, no,
friend
no,
is
no.
dead, our foe is blind. The
This-
blood we shed, it never dries. Is this what it means to be a warrior of the mind?
Don't. Hey,
This isn't mercy. This isn't mercy. He's making it look like that, and I think he's trying to make it, and maybe even telling himself, that he's honoring polities by having this open arms, more loving philosophy. But look at what he did. He, like, they probably could have killed him after they maimed him, but they didn't. They hurt him and then stayed to watch him be humiliated, which you could argue them being safe. But I don't buy this. With how calculated he is, with how far he's shown he's been willing to go. He killed a sleeping town in war, or like a drunken town. He killed a baby. He wasn't hesitating to poison this guy. He didn't know the effects of lotus fruit to the full extent, as far as I know, because it was just like intuition. My theory is that he's performing mercy, but he's actually being vengeful. And he's telling himself that this is him keeping polities alive, and this is him embracing his philosophy, but that this, right now, is the Odysseus show. And this is all about him, and his vengeance, and his feelings. Forget his men, forget anyone else. I don't think that this is mercy at all. I don't buy it.
Cyclops! When we met, I led with peace, while you fed your inner beast.
But he didn't.
My comrades will not die in vain, remember them.
He's dehumanizing the Cyclops in a way that contrasts with what we've seen as viewers. The Cyclops, despite being a monster, is deeply human, and that's a central theme to this whole thing, is when is a man a monster, and can the monster be a man? And we've seen that his instincts, what's driving him, is very human, but Odysseus is disregarding all of that as he's claiming mercy.
But my comrades will not die in vain, remember them. The next time that you dare, choose not to spare, remember
He would not... Odysseus would not have spared the Cyclops if the situation was reversed, unless it was to his own advantage. I don't think so. Eurylochus would have said, just kill him. Polites, again, would have just been like, hey, buddy, want to make some pancakes, but like a happy kind? This is so hypocritical, and I think that it's supposed to be. I don't think that we're supposed to be seeing an honest look at the character right here. I think this is supposed to be showing us just how twisted Odysseus is inside, and seeing his fatal flaws come out. But maybe I should stop interrupting him and let the man sing.
Remember us, remember me.
Oh, and he changed it from, he's saying who he is. Okay. Do I go or do I comment? Okay, I'm going to comment really fast. He's changed it from remember them to remember me. It's the Odysseus show. He's making it about him because he's hurt. He's hurt so deeply by the actions of the Cyclops that he's thrown out both of their humanity. And he's disregarding his men for his own gain. Like emotional gain.
King of Ithaca. I am neither man nor
Yes, by his own admission, he's just a man. So this is confirmation, I think. I think this is intentional, that we're seeing him in deep self-deception right now, rather than a genuine look at the character. Also, that's just a badass line. Yeah, this is not mercy.
I am the infamous Odysseus.
Don't tell him your name. I don't know why I don't want him to tell him his name. I do know why, because the writing is so smart in this. We have learned from how names have been used or withheld that giving your name is significant, and giving your name is important, and it is meaningful and impactful. And the fact that Odysseus wouldn't give it to a god, but shouts it to the Cyclops, that not only tells us how deeply he's feeling Polites' death and the death of his men, but it also... It does a really good job following up on the stakes that have been set of revealing your name, or the stakes that have been implied. And I feel for him. Oh, he smiled. Never mind, I don't feel for him. He's so stupid. It was nobody. Okay. Last one in the saga, I think. Athena. How did I know that was Athena immediately? I'm not saying I did something special. I'm saying that this musical has done something to code things as being Athena that I picked up on without even realizing it because it's so effective. Was it the instrument or the... Yeah, the I think.
You were reckless, sentimental at best. That's not a teaching of mine.
So even she's seeing him as, yeah, soft and sentimental, but he wasn't. He was being, like, ruthless. He maimed him. He taunted him. Like, that was all about Odysseus right there. He wasn't being sentimental. I don't think so at all. Unless she's using that word abstractly.
You were reckless, sentimental at best. That's not a teaching of mine. You've grown soft. Your dead friends can attest.
Hey.
Put your emotions aside. You're a warrior, meant to lead the rest.
He doesn't want to lead... That's the thing. He doesn't want to lead the rest. He wants to lead his men. And he doesn't want to save the world. He wants to save his family. And she's blaming herself. I don't know where I went wrong. But she didn't... Where she went wrong was from the premise. Is he's never been on the same page. Even when it seemed like it. He's always been self-serving in the sense that he helps his own. Which is a really interesting way to do a selfish character. Because... he's not doing things that benefit him directly necessarily. He's doing things for his family and for his like tribe of people essentially, where his selfishness is manifested through actions that he does to protect others.
I went wrong, but I warned you, and you failed the test. So now I'm gone.
No, you're not.
This way.
No, she's not. She's put so much into him and she sees so much in him. Regardless of this, she's not letting one test throw her off. Like, she admires him too much, I think.
You'll know what your place is this way. You can't cross the line this way. When all is over, you'll keep yours and I'll keep mine this way. You won't disappoint me this way. You
This is
won't waste
performative.
my time this way. I'll close the door. Consider this is my goodbye.
I think she is upset. I think she is angry. And I also think that this is manipulation. I think that she's not actually gone. I think this is her trying to make a point and trying to teach a lesson. I don't think that she's given up on Odysseus.
That's just like you. Why should I be surprised? Selfish and prideful and vain.
That's interesting. So what he's seeing in Athena is exactly what he was manifesting. She was trying to be strategic and keeping things out, but after Polites' death, we saw selfishness and pride and vanity in Odysseus and his actions, but he's projecting that onto Athena.
Unlike you, every time someone dies, I'm left to deal with the strain.
I believe that.
Daddy got his command. If I'll never sleep at night, I'll remind you I saw you as a friend.
But she was never looking for a friend. She was looking for somebody to teach. Like, she was looking for a tool. He was looking for a friend. She was looking for a tool. And that's been their conflict this entire time from Warrior of the Mind. Like, it's immediately apparent.
But now we're done this way. You're out of my head now this way. You won't plague my life this way. When all is done, you're out of sight and out of mind this way. You get what you wanted this way. You can save your time this way. You close the door and have your damn goodbye.
You're not looking for a friend.
Right. He's looking for a friend. Yeah. Oh, this is such good writing. He set this up immediately. Like, if you're paying attention, you knew this is where it was headed. Oh, this is so cool. And I mistook you for a general because he's strategic, but he's not strategic for the sake of a war. And I suspect he's fighting this war for his family and for his people. He's the reigning king. He's doing it for his own rather than some grander purpose of bettering, like making a better tomorrow, which is what Athena wanted. Oh, her voice is so good.
I know what I'm fighting for while you're fighting to be known. Since you claim you're so much wiser, why's your life spent all alone? You're alone.
What he just criticized her for or tried to insult her with is exactly what he's terrified of. He's still in self-deception and still projecting. He's afraid of not knowing what he's fighting for. He's afraid of being unknown, like he's worried about his legacy. But more than anything, he's afraid of being alone. He wants to be back with his family. And he's turning that onto Athena. We're just seeing him fall apart and lash out. He's making careless, reckless mistakes. And he's doing it in a way that just shows us how heavily impacted he was by Polites' death. That's so interesting.
To be known. Since you claim you're so much wiser, why's your life spent all alone? You're alone.
And I like the wise your with the wiser rhyme. I don't think that's going to affect her. Like, I think she's sad. But yeah. Ah. And one day she's not giving up on him. She's trying to make it seem like that, but they're both posturing. It's just Odysseus, who can normally hold his own against her, he's falling apart because of Polites.
Understand one day, but not today, for after all you're
Oh, and you see his people.
you cut the line this day. You lost it all. Consider this as my goodbye.
Oh,
Consider this as my goodbye. This is my goodbye. Consider this as my goodbye.
I don't buy it.
This is my goodbye.
No, because she's too invested in him. She's seen potential since he was a kid. He's been so strategic. He's outplayed her. He's shown his merit. He's shown his worth. And if nothing else, that's interesting. And she's too wise to not see a tool there that she might be able to use in some capacity. And I think that she's lying to herself about not caring for him even a little bit, because how do you spend that much time with someone, guiding them so intimately and not care about them? I don't think you can, and I don't think even goddesses can, maybe in some mythologies. But what they've shown repeatedly is that everybody in this is just a man to some extent, even monsters. And so I think that she still has very human emotions going on. I don't buy that she's done at all. I think that this is manipulation to try and get Odysseus to see what he's done and try to pierce through that grief that he's feeling so intensely has made him reckless. And he's just, ever since Polites died, he's just lying to himself. He's performing mercy without experiencing mercy. He's revealing his name, which he's never done before, that I've seen in this. He is maiming this thing. He's mocking it and taunting it and rubbing in. He doesn't want to just have he doesn't want to have just won. He wants to have beaten this thing, and he wants it to know exactly who beat it. And he doesn't, like, you see the escalation of his priorities from remember them to remember us to remember me. And then he yells his name. This is so revealing about his character in such an interesting way. We see just how flawed he is from that little excerpt that on its surface looks like he's practicing mercy. But I really don't think he is. I really think that he's this selfish character in the sense that he's doing things that serve his own people, that lets his emotions get the better of him. And deep down, he knows he's just a man, but he tells himself, I'm neither man or myth. Is that what he said? Neither man or legend. Neither man or mythical. He's telling himself that as a way for the writer to mark to us that he's in a state of self-deception. He's not being genuine and not being authentic. And this is so cool. This is so cool. Okay, next we have some other saga. Storm Saga. I don't know. I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow. I don't know when you're all going to see this. I don't know what the best strategy is going to be for posting this on YouTube. It depends on how things are performing. But oh my gosh, I love this. I love this so much. If you want to see my own writing, stick around. It's going to be around in the next few months. And I mean, this is about me. This is about Epic, and holy, oh my gosh.